honestly, poor Farmer. Farmer very, very frustrated for the way things ended, and how could you blame him? You don't want things to end that way. Uh, Both teams played really, really well. It was just like these little moments where you could tell that blue wasn't going to make a mistake, and you just didn't know if orange was going to make that correct play defensively. Let this be a lesson to every team, my team included, and every player in the tournament and everybody watching at home. Rocket League looks like it's all about flying and dunking, but the reality is there are not that many goals scored. It's all about defense, and they were just so solid defensively the whole way. So now, after some headaches and some ups and downs along the way, we've completed pool play. So we're getting very excited here. Hopefully, starting tomorrow, we're going to get right into our double elimination tournament bracket. We have our 8 teams set. We're going to have the Dunkaroos as the top seed. The second seed will be the Hakeem Olajuwons. The third seed will be Team POS, the team that we just lose, unfortunately, in heartbreaking fashion. The fourth seed will be the Little Pink Super Butts, my squad. The fifth seed will be the Overtime Golden Showers. The sixth seed will be Ariel. And the seventh seed will be Team Snot Rocket, and the eighth seed, Opulent Nard. It should be wild. It's going to be good. I might have just repeated myself right there. I got a message from Surly and I lost my train of thought. You hate to see a team lose in such a fashion, but you can say that they played, without question, the strongest team in pool play, and they really, really battled them. That's a sweep, but I think everybody who watched and everybody who played in that game knows that wasn't a sweep. I mean, it was a sweep, but it didn't feel that way. It felt it could have gone anybody's way. I really, really think Orange deserved to win that last game. POS, I think, played better. Two, just like mind-numbing, awful, terrible mistakes at end of the second and third game, an own goal, and essentially an own goal, ends up, setting the bracket. And now, instead of having the luxury of being the 1 seed and getting the alleged easiest way to the finals, you have to settle for the 3rd seed. And that means you're playing a team, they'll be playing Pudis' team, Ariel, a team that they played before, if I remember correctly. I can't remember if they played or not. I think they have. Anyway, certainly going to be a difficult opponent right in the first. So both these teams would have had trouble with Pudis' squad. It would have been kind of a toss-up against for either squad. So the 3rd seed and the 1 seed, definitely a difference. The 1 seed, no. I mean, you can't argue that the Dunkaroos looked a little bit stronger than just about every team. I know Hakeem Olajuwons made it all the way through undefeated as well. And nobody can argue that they looked very, very strong the entire way throughout as well. But I think if we're being honest for what we saw, the Dunkaroos look to be the strongest team. It's going to be difficult to knock them. There's a reason that they basically stomped through pool play. One loss total. They had a couple games where they almost lost, but that's not how it works. They don't count the almost losses. They call those wins, and they got lots of them. And so they're going to be going into this tournament situation feeling pretty damn strong. That said, everybody else, you got to kind of feel like it's wide open. And you also got to know that that team is beatable. So I expect to see teams gunning hard for the Dunkaroos, and I expect to see all sorts of wild play in the other games, because every team was so close otherwise in the whole pool play. I mean, like, everybody gave each other games, and I think people, for as tense as that pool play 2 weeks was, it's weird. This game is always fun. Even when you play in ranked mode, though, it's always fun, and there's something about the tournament atmosphere and the fact that everybody's playing is also watching, everybody's keeping up. It's nerve-wracking. It's like a different type of playing totally, and I can only imagine the intensity is going to kick up as the knockout rounds start. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It'll probably be later, around 10:30, 11 again. It's what time the weeknight games have been happening for the most part, it seems like. But I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys are as well. It's going to be. We had a hard 2-week deadline that we set for pool play that we hit on the 14th day, so that worked out great. It looked like it was pretty agonizing a couple times, but in the reality, in the big picture, we nailed it. As far as the tournament aspect goes, I'm not setting any time deadline. We're going to play until it's over. Hopefully, it'll be nice and efficient. Hopefully, we'll do a bunch out. There's a lot left to be played. Each team has to lose twice before it's over, so this thing is only going to keep going. And I would imagine that the Rocket League is always going to get better. The Rocket League is just going to each team is going to progress, and the games are going to be tighter, and the game's going to be more intense. We're going to see a lot of that, I bet, except with teams trading wins. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Bummer that we kind of had to hurry things together tonight, and a bunch of stuff happened. Mark's moving, Piero having an emergency at home, Farmer trying to get his homework done. You know, like real life comes first, so we weren't able to have a big convo. I guess we can check to see if any of these. I think it's unlikely though. Hey, what's up? Is anybody home? It says that Marcus and Surly are in here.
Yeah.
Surly's there. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much.
Marcus, oh, you're there. Good. So that was a crazy series.
Fuck.
It was so close. It was so much closer than it looked. Like the fact that that series was a sweep is a joke because it was like so.
It didn't feel like one.
It did not feel a sweep. That's basically the thing I kept saying the entire time when I was watching. Just a couple mistakes just made such a huge difference because both teams were playing like so solid in the corners. You guys were just all 3 guys in both teams were just clearing so well, and then just a couple times.
Game 1 was like what was it 1-0?
1-0. 1-0.
Yeah.
3 total shots, something like that. It was crazy. It was so
we
tight.
had no business winning Game 3. There were at least 2 or 3 balls just.
You got outplayed Game 3. I cannot believe you won Game 3. Farmer's going to be so upset that he tried to Mutombo the kickoff. I understand what he was trying to do, but I don't know if that was the time.
It was all attack.
Yeah, that's not the time to do it. You know, when you're down 2-0 and you have a 1-goal lead with less than a minute left in a series, you just can't be doing that. And then the own goal in the second game.
The own goal, Jesus Christ.
Oof. But
that's right. I forgot about that.
However, I think even if the own goal didn't happen, Marcus, you were in really good position to slam that in. So I wasn't sure. Did you think you were going to score there? Because you were coming from the air and you were kind of flipping forward, and I think.
I don't know if I would have had it, but.
Yeah, it looked like it was probably going to be a goal anyway, but yeah, the own goal was tough.
I was tricky. Go ahead. You first. I said you first.
All right. I had been doing pretty decently at like getting things off the line.
Yeah, I thought you played really well.
And I thought I was in position to try to knock one out if it came to that, but then it just popped in. Yeah,
there were a couple ones. You guys had a couple mishaps by the net. There was the one where you and Seamus, you were trying to clear it out of the wall, and Seamus was driving on the wall.
Yeah.
And it cleared into him, and then it led to a bedwetter goal. It's just little mistakes like that were so big in that game because they were
just
so infrequent.
We hadn't played before.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, that little bit of inexperience as a team kind of hurt you guys as well. I thought you played well.
That, but
I think Farmer's going to be upset.
I think
he
that
didn't
goal
score as much as you guys were so responsible in that.
Mutombo be possible save, but we got.
You just cut out entirely.
Oh my God! Whatever.
Marcus just moved into a new house and he's been dealing with some internet issues, as you know. So sometimes,
buy a wired headset tomorrow.
Sorry, I forgot that I didn't realize that you guys were still on the server. I did a little bit of a monologue, and I was like, man, it would have been cool to get some reactions. I was like, oh wait, they're probably in there. So Marcus, you're going to be playing Opulent Nard.
Okay.
In the first round match. So you guys get the 1 seed, the coveted 1 seed, because you have a higher winning percentage than the Hakeem Olajuwons, as you lost 1 game in the entirety of pool play. Pretty good. Gotta be feeling strong, huh? Contristo's no joke, and Bedwetter played so good.
Bedwetter is solid, and Contristo just, he's, I don't know. It's just
Contristo made
crazy.
one of the best saves I've ever seen. Or like this, like the save didn't look beautiful, but he made a save
No, it
on
did.
Farmer that was like Farmer scores 99% of the time. I could not believe he
He made
didn't
a
score.
save that
I
I was
think that was the
100%
pregame.
sure he wasn't going to.
I think that was in the game.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about a save that he made in game 2. It was like
because
unreal.
he had an even better one in the warm up.
It was just one of those balls that was like 3/4 like height of the net, in front of the net, that Farmer was like half aerialing with speed into, and like
Yeah.
it was like a line drive top third of the net, and Contristo just does this double jump and just gets the top of his car on it, and it hits the top of the crossbar and flies out of the net. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like there's
I was screaming, and I was like all caps typing to him after that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was
I
so
did not
good.
think that was
It was
gonna
such a
happen.
good save. It doesn't look pretty, and like if you don't play a lot, you don't realize how ridiculous of a save that was. But that was like one of the best saves of the entire tournament, and it happened at a huge time because you guys had like that game 2. I think they probably. You could make an argument that they outplayed you in the second and third game, and you still won both of them, which is crazy.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. And I thought you guys played really well too. I don't think you guys made like any mistakes at all. I basically gave a lecture while you were playing about how like this is how you're supposed to play Rocket League, because everybody just assumes it's all about sexy aerials and stuff, but the reality is it's like such a low scoring game that defense is so much more important. And
Well, I was a little concerned that we weren't as aggressive as I, kind of anticipate heading into a match. But
yeah, but if
um,
you get aggressive against Farmer's team, they kill you
Yeah.
because he hits open nets like it's going out of
he
style.
had that midfield goal because I was pulling up with my buddies.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
others in the
No,
net, so-
when they scored is because you guys like broke your defensive discipline. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
same thing, vice versa. It's like you scored on them when they either were not covering the net or like just an unfortunate kind of like flub on the ball that couldn't clear it out. They were few and far between. It was like a very low scoring series, lower than I expected, honestly.
I'm just happy to be past that series and into pool play so we can really start the playoff thing.
Well, it's highly possible that you will see that team again. So
I'm thinking we might, and I'm a little concerned about that because they will not want that to happen twice, obviously.
well,
So,
sure, yeah, and I don't think they probably. I can tell you one thing: if you play that team again, you will not sweep them. It just won't
I
happen.
guarantee that. I never ever thought that was going to happen.
No, I did not either. I was expecting 5. Like I honestly was. But it's tough. Shirley played very well, but 3 guys. I mean, there's no chemistry there. Whereas you guys have been playing together a lot, even on nights where you haven't been scheduled to play. You guys have got some games in. So
Yeah, like I held back a lot more than I usually do.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know how Seamus plays yet.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you can't really read. I've had
Which
the
isn't a knock on Seamus. But
no.
like,
It's just like you just don't know.
It's just I didn't
And
know
it's hard
his
that you
style.
can't communicate. He's on PlayStation, so it's difficult. Like I have the luxury of, for my squad, I've played with like Pinko has been playing with us since like basically we got it. He's been playing forever, so I know what to expect from Pinko. I know what he does, and Toucan Pat is like my buddy. And I got Rocket League under my urging, and I've played. He has played like a lot less than I have, but I've played a lot with him.
All right, I gotta bounce.
All right, boys. Thanks a lot, Marcus. Sorry it was such a headache. Hopefully AT&T stops screwing you and you get your shit handled quick.
It'll be a while.
All right, but
But,
I mean, you weren't experiencing many issues.
Game 2, I had lag for like a 1-minute period where I couldn't tell if anybody on my team was clearing the ball or not, and I was just kind of driving around. But
Oh,
other than that, it worked.
that's not very good. But yeah, hopefully we can get you plugged in before you have to play. Might not be possible. So, Surly, I really appreciate you filling in. I think it's possible along the way that we might see you do that again. Judging by the way things have gone this week. So
As long as it's not on a Wednesday.
can't do it on a Wednesday. One day
Generally.
goes to print. Surly's a paper man.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for watching. I'm probably
Later,
going
guys.
to play some Rocket League friendlies.